Welcome to my boring opinion.
Okay, I'm back again. And it's kind of hard to stay off politics these days when you see like so many controversial stuff. You just gotta say something about it. So I guess it's been like a month since the shooting, and now some like high school students are like demanding gun-free zones in schools. Which, ironically, I think that's causing more mass shootings than anything else. I mean, because mass shooters, they don't follow the law in the first place. It's against the law to kill people anyways. And ain't no sign gonna stop them. I mean, what do they think, that some mass shooter's gonna go over there and with the gun and to plan to shoot somebody, see a sign, that gun-free zone, and be like, oh darn, I can't shoot somebody today. I guess I better go home and think of something else to do. That's not gonna happen. I mean, if you outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns. Because no gun control laws, no gun-free zones is gonna prevent school shootings or mass shootings whatsoever. And like they're like bashing Trump for blaming it on mental illness. Well, in almost every mass shooting that I've heard about ever since Virginia Tech, it is mentioned in the news reports that the shooter had some kind of mental illness. And also, by the way, I see one video that I only watched a couple minutes of. They mentioned like Trump's first tweet about that shooting. Then they didn't like. I don't know when that video was, because Trump did post an updated tweet when he found out that it was reported. So his original tweet must not have been like on completely informed information. And upon finding out new information, he posted an update. So you can't judge people for posting a tweet based on partial information. And then upon finding out new information, just let the person post an update. So anyways, gun-free zones, they don't solve anything. They're not going to prevent any shootings. It's against the law to kill people already. And then, if you outlaw guns, I mean, you're taking guns away from a lot of law-abiding citizens. And what's going to stop criminals from getting guns illegally off the black market? I mean, people are still going to get guns illegally somewhere. If somebody wants to do a mass shooting somewhere, they'll find some way to get the gun. It's not going to... I think that the better way to prevent that is armed security guards. And, like armed guards on campus. Allow teachers to own guns. I mean, of course, like teachers who are trained to use it, who have no criminal history, of course. I mean, these gun-free zones are adding fuel to the fire. You're making things worse. You're advertising yourself as easy targets. I mean, you would be an idiot to do a mass shooting in a place where everybody's armed. You'd be lucky to shoot kill one or two people before you get killed yourself. I mean, nobody's that stupid. The people who do mass shootings, they want to do it in a place where nobody's armed. Hey, gun-free zones. Now, I realize that since it's just been weeks after that school shooting in Florida, and I'm hoping that a lot of these people will return to reality, will return to common sense once they've calmed down. Because right now, I think they're like kind of too emotionally disturbed by what happened, and they should be. and I don't blame them. I mean, anybody, I think even a lot of them, it's like the survivors of the shooting are the ones that are speaking out the loudest about gun control, and anybody would be shaken up by it and emotionally disturbed by it. Anybody would. And I'm sure that given if you wait long enough and let them calm down, let common sense, take over, they would realize that they was wrong. Gun control is not going to solve anything, and maybe gun control is why these shootings happen so often to begin with. And it's kind of weird that a lot of these people, they seem to accuse Trump of stereotyping like people with mental illness for being mass shooting, for being mass shooters, while blaming Trump for this shooting because he overturned some law which is supposed to prevent people with mental illness from getting guns. Now, I believe Trump knows what he's doing. I don't know much about that law he overturned, and if he overturned that law, it's because it's not doing any good. Or maybe it's preventing people with, or maybe it was preventing people with like ADHD from getting guns too. Like people who had like, a little bit of a mental illness, but not quite enough to be dangerous or anything. Or maybe people who had like a mental issue as a side effect of some medicine they was on. I mean, I once heard about a couple in California who, like the woman had her gun taken away from her because some mental illness law and a side effect of a medicine that she was on. Now I don't remember the exact story, and I was trying to find the video and I can't seem to find it anywhere. Maybe I'm not looking at maybe I need to do some more research on it. Now, there is something interesting that I would like to point out, though, that nobody can deny, and it's kind of historical. Is that and you can trace it historically. That school shootings didn't seem to happen very often before they decided to take God out of school. I mean, they only happened like decades apart. I mean, you wouldn't hear about it very often. You can look it up. And I'm sure a lot of people would say that with us it's a coincidence. I mean, that's a mighty strange coincidence that school shootings seem to slowly get worse and worse and worse right after we take God out of school. That's a strange coincidence. And I've been seeing like Facebook posts about people who like when they went to high school, they had like there was almost everybody had guns in their car, and there was no school shootings. And then at the bottom of that, they're asked what changed. Well, I'm going to assume that school shootings changed that. Like people started blaming guns instead of the person. And the gun-free zones, stricter gun control, especially at school, rules against guns, that eventually enabled school shootings to happen more often. You're advertising yourself as free, as easy targets with gun-free zone signs. Instead of gun-free zones, how about armed security guards? What do you think would work better? A sign that says gun-free zone or no guns allowed? Or an armed security guard? Like everywhere. I mean, that would probably work out better than gun-free zones. Yeah, this here gun-free zones, that's not gonna work. That's gonna cause more school shootings. As a matter of fact, I think that's why there's been so many mass shootings to begin with, because of all these gun-free zones. People blaming the weapon instead of the person. I mean, if some maniac wants to do a shooting, they would get a gun at the black market if they have to. And you're crazy if you think that they're gonna get guns completely off the streets and get rid of them completely. And that's it for this video. Bye.
This has been my boring opinion.
Thanks for watching my video, and don't forget to follow me, subscribe, and check out my Twitter, and follow me on Patreon.